Did you know in The Dark Knight, Lucius Fox sets up who the next Batman foe will be? While Bruce Wayne is becoming familiar with his new armored suit that Fox has created for him, he asks whether the suit would protect him against dogs since earlier in the film we see him get chased by them. Fox replies with, "It should do fine against cats," which was more than likely a reference to one of the most popular Batman characters, Catwoman, who we see Bruce come up against in the following film, The Dark Knight Rises. Did you know in Spider-Man No Way Home, a piece of graffiti art on the wall pays homage to another Marvel legend? During the opening scenes of the film, we see Peter Parker and MJ laid on a rooftop discussing their future. On the far wall behind them, you'll see a graffitied name on the wall that says Ditko. This is in reference to Steve Ditko, who was one of the co-creators and artists behind the comic book version of Spider-Man. He also worked alongside Stan Lee, co-creating characters like Doctor Strange. Did you know in Jurassic Park, another Steven Spielberg movie makes a cameo? Spielberg is undoubtedly one of the greatest directors of all time, and many of his movies have featured some terrifying animals as the core of the movie, with Jurassic Park's dinosaurs being one of them. Another iconic film of his to do the same was of course Jaws, and while Dennis Nedry was working on his computers, you can see a video playing in the top left corner that features a scene from Jaws in which the shark was first introduced. Did you know in Spider-Man 2, there's a hidden joke while Peter falls during a jump? The events of the second film have Peter Parker try to reconcile having a normal life and being Spider-Man at the same time. After hanging up his suit, he decides he needs Spider-Man as much as people need him, so he goes about trying to regain his abilities. Before attempting to jump from rooftop to rooftop, he says that he needs a strong focus on what I want, which is followed by him falling onto a Ford Focus. Did you know in Deadpool? At the end of the film, Deadpool faces the soldiers at the shipwreckage, and he stops for a moment when Bob pops up. Bob is an agent of Hydra that's actually a recurring character in the comics. In the Deadpool comics, Bob is sort of a cowardly sidekick character that is often reluctantly forced to help Deadpool in his escapades. They had to remove the Hydra aspect in the film for licensing reasons with Marvel. If you like this, subscribe for more. Did you know in Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, Benji Dunn gets to accomplish one of his dreams? In Ghost Protocol, he mentions that he wants to wear a face mask, and while he seems to wear one in this film, it turns out to be a hypothetical situation. However, he actually does do it in one of the deleted scenes. When Benji is benched at the CIA headquarters, he impersonates Hunley with a face mask, and he plays a game of cat and mouse with the real Hunley. It ended up getting cut though due to confusion in the previews. If you like this, subscribe for more. Did you know in The Hunger Games, Jennifer Lawrence accidentally knocked out Josh Hutcherson while filming the first installment of what would become one of the biggest film franchises to date? Jennifer Lawrence was goofing around and showing off her Jackie Chan air kicks. However, she may have overestimated her abilities, as she attempted to show Josh how she could kick over his head, and instead clipped him in the temple, knocking him out and giving him a mild concussion just a few weeks into shooting the movie. Did you know in Django Unchained, the original Django actor has a cameo? While resting on a bar, Django comes across a man who asks him what his name is, and asks him to spell it out. Django, played by Jamie Foxx, does as the man asks, and upon spelling it out, he tells the man that the D is silent. The man responds to his remark by saying, "I know." The reason the man knows this is because he is played by Franco Nero, who was the original Django in the 1966 movie that largely inspired the making of Django Unchained. Did you know in Mother, they actually tried to serve the Golden Raspberry Awards to the cast members? Golden Raspberries are essentially anti-Oscar awards that are given to bad movies. They nominated Jennifer Lawrence for Worst Actress, Javier Bardem for Worst Actor, and Darren Aronofsky for Worst Director. Detractors that ended up disliking the film even came to their defense by stating that their performances were some of the only redeeming qualities of the film. Did you know in Stranger Things, the kiss between Hopper and Joyce was completely unscripted? The relationship has been teased on the show and has been long awaited by just about every fan. But it seems we actually have Winona Ryder and David Harbour to thank for their characters coming together, rather than the writers. In Season 4, we see Hopper and Joyce finally reunite after Hopper was allegedly dead. And in what is a changed moment between the two, they finally kiss. However, this was not part of the script, and the two actors just decided to go for it on the day of filming. Seems they're just as much of fans of Jopper as we are. Did you know in Hocus Pocus 2, Mary's iconic crooked mouth is on the wrong side? In the original film, we fall in love with Sister Mary for many reasons, one of which is her wonky smile. But fans were surprised to see that the smile was on the other side of her mouth. This wasn't a continuity error, however. Turns out the actress Kathy Najimy could no longer hold her mouth in the same position on that side as she could 30 years ago. To explain it in the film, Winnie slaps Mary, and the smile gets stuck on the other side. Did you know in Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, the man that gets eaten by the turnaround zombie is an actual character from Resident Evil 0? His name is Enrico Marini, and he's the mission leader from the Bravo team. He's also second in command under Wesker at STARS. In the video games, he's the one that tells Alpha Team that they have a traitor in their midst. Did you know in The Wizard of Oz, the Scarecrow brings an unexpected weapon along to kill the Wicked Witch of the West? This 1939 iconic film is beloved by many, which is why it's so surprising that many missed this when watching. After meeting the wizard, Dorothy the Tin Man, the Cowardly Lion, and the Scarecrow make their way to the castle of the Wicked Witch. When traveling through the haunted forest, everyone brings out protection. Most notably though, the Scarecrow straight up just pulls out a revolver pistol. Yeah, you heard us right. For some unknown reason, the Scarecrow is carrying a gun with him. Did you know in She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, Jennifer Walters breaking the fourth wall was an idea created back in 1989? Throughout the series, we get several moments of Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk, breaking the fourth wall to talk directly to viewers. It's something that's been seen recently in shows such as Fleabag, but actually originated for She-Hulk way back in 1989 when the sensational She-Hulk #1 comic hit the stands, where She-Hulk features on the front of the comic appealing directly to customers to buy her book or else. Did you know in Spiral, there are multiple hints to the killer earlier on? During William's trap, we can see that he's the only victim whose trap isn't fully explained, since it switched off before we can get to that point in the tape. His death is not only shown in a flashback. Darren Lynn Boozman wanted to show a shot that they took of William's body hanging, so that viewers would be convinced that he was dead. But they decided to abide by the rules of the series. Since this didn't actually happen, they weren't allowed to show it. Did you know in the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer, one Queen Ramonda line reveals the answer to a huge question? During the heartbreaking, intense trailer for the upcoming sequel, we see Angela Bassett as Queen Ramonda shout out, "My entire family is gone! Have I not given everything?" Given that it's unlikely that the trailer would spoil Shuri's death like this, it's more than likely a flashback to before the events of Endgame, which tells us that Shuri was also gone during the blip caused by Thanos. Did you know in Don't Look Up, an extra in the background of a scene is wearing a dinosaur outfit? In the movie, we find out that Kate DiBiase, played by Jennifer Lawrence, has discovered a previously unknown comet that will collide with Earth and cause extinction. As she's in the process of telling her boyfriend that a comet bigger than the one that destroyed the dinosaurs is headed directly to Earth, you can see that an extra in the background has a dinosaur outfit on as a nod to the quote. Did you know in the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer, we get a first look at Lake Bell joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Although we have yet to see Lake Bell on screen in Marvel projects, she's already been working in the MCU by providing the voice of Black Widow in What If? However, the Wakanda Forever trailer has given us a glimpse at her first on-screen appearance, as she exits out a heli whilst Namor's people are attacking a ship. It's not been stated who she's playing yet, but rumors have gone around that it could be Lucia von Bardas. Did you know in Stranger Things, music has a huge significance in saving people from the Upside Down? Those of you who have seen Season 4 will know that the Kate Bush song, Running Up That Hill, is what saved Max from Vecna's hold, due to music being the one thing keeping people tethered to the real world. This explains how Will survived so long in the Upside Down back in Season 1, as he kept singing Should I Stay or Should I Go to himself, the song that he and his brother Jonathan bonded over. Did you know in Stranger Things, Eleven places Hopper's letter to her in a significant place? Grab your tissues for this one. In an attempt to have a heart-to-heart with Eleven, Hopper enlists the help of Joyce to write a speech so that he can say everything he wants without messing up. Unfortunately, by the end of the season, he's presumed dead by everyone and doesn't get to say goodbye to Eleven. He does, however, leave the letter in his left breast pocket, and Eleven gets to read everything he wrote to her. After reading, she places the letter in her own left breast pocket above her heart. So technically, you can say the two did have their heart-to-heart.